Mr. Tony Sandoval. It's an honor to meet you. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing good. So far, we are having a good time, and it's always wonderful to be in Brussels. So, yeah, good.
Have you been in Brussels before for festivals or other comic book related things?
Yeah, many times I've been lucky to be the last edition of this same festival. Also in the book fair. I don't remember what part of the year happens, but it was a great experience. And I also have done a little like a tour in the francophone part of Belgium. So yeah, yeah, I've been, I don't remember, 5, 6 times, something like that. Yeah.
But you originally come from Mexico, and I understood you live in Europe.
Yeah, living in Europe since 9 years. I just came to spend a summer in Barcelona, and then I think I like it. I stay. So it makes a lot of easier to work with comics, and I love working in the European market more than the comic most. I mean, more than the American comics. So yeah, I feel comfortable here, So I like it.
You started out doing comics in Mexico already. How was it to do that?
Yes, I started in Mexico, but it's not easy. It's not. It doesn't exist like a big market, or at least when I started doing this in Mexico, it wasn't that easy. But yeah, I did a couple of comics before moving here, and then everything started happening slowly. And then I did many things, of course, in Mexico, different kind of job, a lot of illustrations. Then eventually I finished. I ended to do comic for France, for the French market. So yeah.
The most recent book I read from you, I brought it with me to show, is this one, Nocturno. But I seem to read somewhere that this is actually your first book. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, it took me like a 70 years to finish it. I started doing it in the middle of the 90s. I was doing I did like some kind of fanzine. I started at the school. I was my character, and I felt very I feel like a little bit like the character, but not only one, both of them. So one of them is the most dark part, and the other one is the more happy part of myself, I think. I did this before of the Carcass and the Sofa, but the second part of Nocturno I did after this one. This one is in the middle. You can show, yeah, you can show. Yeah, right. So yeah, this one was like a funny little adventures I did because I was so tired to doing Nocturno for 17 years. So yeah, it happens like Carcass and the Sofa just opened me the door in the European market, in the French market actually, and then my actual publisher, Paquet, he says I have a white card. I can do whatever I want. So I have Nocturno already, the first part, so I I have to finish it. I said it's a big. I have this ghost for all those years. So yeah, I have to do it. So I'm so happy I did. So the second part, I found it was a lot better than the first one, but I think it's normal, I guess.
It's interesting because the Cadaver and the Sofa, the English title I have to translate from Dutch, but that was actually the first one I read from you. But right now, 3 of your titles are being published in Dutch. That's those 2 and Invisible Echoes. The second part was released a few weeks ago. Did you know that your books were also being translated into Dutch?
No, it was a good surprise. I'm always happy when they told me, you have a book in Swedish or in some other language. And so, yeah, I was. And it's a beautiful presentation. It's a nice size and a nice format. So, yeah, they looks good on it. Huh? I like them. More classical way. I don't know. Yeah, it's. Yeah, I was happy when I heard about that. So yeah.
One thing I noticed with the couch and the sofa is that in one story, you use several different styles in your art.
Very often happens because I don't know how to do it. Sometimes I feel like that would look good in color, and I already did in black and white. So let's taste it. So I start using it as pretext for telling the story, like a flashback. If you see Nocturno, everything that happens in black and white and gray, well, in gray tones,
Yeah.
is the present,
Okay.
and the rest of the thing is a flashback. I mean, you will figure out when you see the second part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Spoiler.
Now, okay, I think so because I was reading it and I was wondering, of course, because the story ends with a cliffhanger, and then yeah, we have to wait for the second part. But I believe that is also being released in Holland in Dutch. I think in October, but I'm not sure. The publishing company called Strip 2000, they're doing a good job in bringing your books out. So, and I became a big fan already after only reading the first one. So.
It is normal that it is black.
I don't know. This is how I got it.
Anyway, it's alright. I mean, but it's funny. Oh, I'm just watching this little detail that you just put the black, like a silhouette of characters, but well, why not?
I saw at the stand of Paket here on the festival that you have many more books that I did not know of. So I think I have a lot to catch up on. But even from the ones that I did read, I noticed that two things keep coming back: sexuality and death. Are these themes important for you to put in your stories?
I like working with this element. I mean, of course, death is something important in the story. I mean, it is not obligate for that, but yeah, I don't know. It just happened. I mean, I'm not a writer, you know. I mean, I'm just like drawing stories. So it just happens just by chance, you know. I just start drawing a little thing, and then I start writing notes. But I don't consider myself as a writer, you know. I'm not. I cannot make you a plot, and then you know. For example, yes, I did work I did the scenario for Invisible Echoes with Gracia, a great artist I like so much, and yeah, but I did the storyboard. I mean, I write it directly in the storyboard. I never did a plot. I never did something like a dun dun dun, you know, page number one. Uh, Panel number two, or no, I will hate it. I mean, I will get so desperate doing the things, so I have to work directly. I'm very like what's the word, I like to be organic. I like to be analog, you know. I like to be that's what I like, huh?
And another thing that I also noticed, but that's not in this book, well, in Nocturno, but also something that I found on the internet, and that is a book that I'm really looking forward to. Doomboy is music. It also plays a part in it, but not the nice and sweet kind of music, more the heavier kind of music. Are you also interested in music, or does music have a part in your life?
Well, let's say that it was an important part of my youth. You know, I remember because where I come from, we don't have comic festivals. We don't have this kind of let's say, ambient. Normally, when creative people in my town they play music, they don't draw. You know, they don't like. Well, it's not that they don't like. We don't have many. Well, at that time we didn't have many comic books. So I spend my time going to gigs, underground concerts, and I love it. I love the ambient. I hate some of the kids. Some people annoy me. Some other ones were a good friend of mine. Of course, you see some fights, some jealous people. You know, musicians are so a little bit more egomaniacs than the comic book people. So yeah, I think it was a big part of my life. Be surrounded by musicians. I always has guitar at home, drum sets and stuff like this. We always were looking for play for rehearse, and it wasn't easy, but yeah, we were trying to make the band moving on. So it was fun.
Interesting to hear, and of course that also then becomes an influence in your art.
Yeah, later on, I started like looking for a story who can really touch that moment. Actually, when I started doing Doomboy, I wanted to make the behind of music, you know, like documentary. Because usually I like to think that my books are like films, but this one I wanted to make it like a documentary. That's what one of the characters talks about. It happens like this, it's like this, it's like this, and as the book is telling in three voices. The boy himself, this girl who presents the show, the Green Room of Doom, and the guy who makes the notes in the book, or myself, and in first person. So yeah, I think I enjoy so much uh, playing with the narrative more than the drawings. I wanted to make it like the first idea of Dumbo was like do you remember the cassette where they open them with the little box and they have a little like a booklet with the lyrics and then photos of the band, stuff like this? No, 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 no. But I'm telling you, I mean, you don't, no, no. I'm just telling you. At the beginning, it is not like this. But at the beginning, I wanted to make it like this. I wanted to make a comic book that happens inside of the booklets of the cassettes, because it's very cassette. You see cassettes everywhere. So, yeah, I'm very tempting to do a third book, who talks about this. But this is a storybook of a guitar amplificator who is possessed by the devil.
It's fantastic. I really enjoy hearing your stories and yeah, seeing how you are influenced to make these beautiful books. So thank you very much for taking the time. And well, good luck with the rest of the day. Or well, you are here the rest of the weekend.
Yeah, yeah. Part of me, yeah.
Okay. Well, if there's anything you want to say to the viewers about your work, then.
No, I hope you like it. I hope you enjoy reading it as I enjoy doing them. And see you in the next book.
Okay. Thank you very much.